Hi here, Vince here. I'm back from another video and I have just watched the final of I'm a Celebrity 2020 and I know who has won. And I've just seen Giovanna be crowned Queen of the Castle. I'm very happy that she won. I think she was a deserved winner, and yes, this is my last review on I'm a Celebrity 2020. So Giovanna was Queen of the Castle. I'm very pleased and very happy she won. I thought it was going to go to Jordan. I think between Jordan and Giovanna it was very close. But in the end it went to Giovanna, which was deserved, because Giovanna's such a lovely lady. She was the mother of the group. Yeah, and she was nice, she was caring, and yeah, and she was funny as well. Yeah, I think she was a deserving winner. I think what helped her was the podcast, her fan base she's got, I think, which helped her out when it came to votes. Um, but no, she was a deserving winner. I think even without the fan base, she would have got a lot of votes anyway because she's quite a likeable person. Jordan came second, Vernon came third. So, yeah, Jordan also could have been a deserving winner. You know, he's been on a journey as well. I'm very happy for him that he did well, coming second. And Vernon coming third. I'm not surprised. I think that's the best position for him to get. But yeah, he got to the final, which it was deserved. So yes, it's now all over. They all did their last trials. They all did well in it. Giovanna was actually quite well, the eating trial. She handled it quite well. I think others like struggle with, remember that first eating trial we had the series, how much they were going like that. And she really got through it really easily. I thought she really coped with it, although it took quite long. 17 minutes to eat that, sheep's testicle? Wow. But that's the way, she got through it. It was nice to see Jordan face his fears with snakes again, but I think he got through it much better. Vernon as well, that trial with all the insects and cockroaches and everything looked like the toughest out of the three. He got through it. But yeah. It was a good final three, deserving winner, and yeah, I'm happy. I think overall, I'm happy Giovanna won because I think she was a deserving winner, and I hope she's gonna do a lot more now. I think definitely Jordan will have his career, will take off more. His profile will be much higher. I could see him working for Ant and Dex saying that takeaway. And Giovanna will probably, present more, probably appear on the Lorraine show more. Yeah, I can see her doing so much more now after the series ends. Which is nice to see. It's nice to see, because, it's very interesting because Giovanna and Jordan may have not been, when the lineup was first announced, not many people were thinking, well, didn't really know who both of them were, and by the end of it, their careers now, people are knowing them, and their careers are going to go up from here, and that's nice to see. You might not recognise them at first, but after it, you'll get to know them, and their careers go up, and I think that's the main thing about I'm a Celebrity. There might be not a prize involved, but I think what's the nice thing, and that's the same with Strictly, there might not be like a big prize money or or anything like that. I think the prize is what you do after the show and your profile going up, and the opportunities you get after you've done a show like I'm a Celebrity or Strictly. Your profile will get higher. So I think that's the main prize, really, is the opportunities you get after the show. Because that's what, if you get so many opportunities after the show, I think you're a winner after that. But yeah. Interesting final. Sadly, Jacqueline wasn't there to hand over the crown or whatever, the bunch of leaves or flowers. I thought she was going to. Yeah, there was this big thing about they were going to have like other campmates from past series, Joey Essex, Charlie Brooks, and Vicky Patterson was supposed to be in the series, but they weren't there. I think last week they were all sent home because I think somebody, a member of the crew, I believe, got COVID or something happened, which was very disappointing because that would have been quite an interesting thing. I think that could have changed things up. Um, yeah, I was sad Jacqueline at least wasn't there to hand over the trophy. I guess, and she was supposed to do. It's quite sad. I'm a bit unfortunate. I know the VTs of the competition, her and Andy driving the car to get the crown to the next winner. It really made no sense because they weren't going anywhere, really, which was a shame. But yeah, and the campmates weren't there. They were all on Zoom or Skype or whatever. So they were there in spirit and they were there on the wall, which was nice. At least they did something. I think they didn't. I don't know if because they've now left the bubble of the castle and they're in their own bubbles. They don't want to mix with other people, and maybe would have been too many people together. It would be nice if they were all together, but sadly not. But no, um, you know, but yeah, yeah. So this series of I'm a Celebrity, what do I think of it? It was good. Yeah, it was a good series. Okay. um. Okay. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I do think, compare it to other series of I'm a Celebrity. For me personally, it's been a bit of a weak year. For me, you know, we have had good moments. The trials, some had good moments. We've had campmates, with interesting personalities, interesting stories to tell, which is great, I guess. The problem I had with this series is that I just, I don't, how can I put this? There's just nothing, there's just, there's just something, there's just, nothing really amazing that I remember from the series. Yes, there would be amazing stories and amazing characters, but there's nothing that I would say in another 5 years I would remember this series for, unfortunately. I think we all remember it being the series that was filmed in Wales in a castle, really, than what actually happened in the castle. Yeah. I mean, they all got along nicely. For me, I just think the series didn't have enough stakes. There was no drama whatsoever. I think a nicey camp can come across after a while. It is nice after 1 week, but 3 weeks can get a bit boring. And that's what I did feel in parts this series. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were good moments in that, but I don't know, I just miss, arguments and drama and romance and people refusing to do the trials and people struggling at the trials, I miss those days of I'm a Celebrity where you would get at least one of those kind of themes in the show. I kind of miss it. It reminds me of this year, reminded me of I'm a Celebrity 2005. Do you remember it? Of course not, because nothing compared to all the 2004 series, 2006, 2007 series, compared to all the other series in the noughties, that's the one series everybody forgets. Nobody remembers it, apart from Elaine Lord and finishing after a day and Carol Thatcher winning. Nothing ever major actually happened. Yeah, nobody remembers and I feel like this series reminds me of 2005. 15 years on since 2005 series, nobody's talking about it, and I kind of feel the same fate will happen as years go by with the 2020 series. I just can't. There's just, for me, it's nice that they all get along, they all have interesting stories to tell, but for me, the problem I have is that there's just nothing to talk about, and when you've got a show every night, apart from the trials and apart from the interesting stories, you know, I want a bit more. I wish we had a bit more. You know, I miss, you know, the interesting characters. Yeah, Beverly Callard, you know, she had interesting stuff to say. She was very funny, great. Shane Ritchie, great. You know, but I miss the deluded, you know, the Lady C's, you know, the Janice Dickinsons, the Gemma Collins. You know, we might not all like these people, but they were interesting TV. You know, you might hate them, but you would want to watch them and see what they would do next. This series, I don't know. I think, yeah, Shane Ritchie, Beverly Callard, you know, were great, but there's not a lot of. I don't know. I think there were a few campmates this year where I felt, you know, Russell Watson, Holly Arnold, Ruthie Henshaw. I mean, they're all great in their field, but on this show, some of the campmates this year were quite forgettable and so boring and so play just in the background, just. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing campmates that just don't contribute anything to the show or the series, or you know what I mean? Like, out of all the celebrities the producers could have picked to be on the show, they chose those kind of characters. You know what I mean? You know, I want to see more interesting, more controversial characters, more characters that are going to start arguments, start drama, maybe start romance, you know, it's going to start some sort of friction at least, you know. You know, hopefully my prediction is right that next year we're going to have, what, Pamela Anderson, Chuck Curran, KSI, Chuck Richard Maley, I don't know, Chuck Tansen Alfway, you know, oh, she would have been great this series. Why didn't she get a spot in the show? That's my prediction for next year. But no, I'm going like this has been a terrible series. It hasn't been a terrible series. It's been unique. We've made the most of it. I hope next year we go back to Australia because Wales has been good, but it's a temporary place. It's not permanent. I miss like Medic Bob and Kiss Kev and the shower scenes as well. I miss and all the animals you have in Australia. I miss that. I hope, you know, Wales has been nice for one series, but I can't see it happening every year though. It's a one-off, and it was a nice home for one series, but hopefully next year, if the borders are open for Australia, we go back to it next series. Because I do miss Medic Bob actually. I kind of miss him. Hopefully we'll see him next year. And I guess you could do so much more in Australia than you can do Wales, really. Especially for the first show with the planks and the skydiving and all that. But in any case, 2020, I mean, at least we had the show. There was fear it was going to be cancelled and it wasn't, you know. Luckily, no campmates got catch COVID during the series. So we're very lucky that never happened. A scenario, a situation never happened like that, unless apart from AJ, but that was before the series. So very lucky for that. Very lucky the series did go ahead, and we did have some good characters. I can't lie, we had good characters. And I'm very happy Giovanna won. But who was your winner? Were you happy Giovanna won? Comment down below in the comment section below. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will be back for more content very soon. And yes, that's my last I'm a Celebrity review of 2020. Oh gosh, you know, I'm already thinking about next year, 2021. I'm a Celebrity. I'm thinking of celebrities to go in next. Next year, really. Yeah, I better start my predictions of who will be in the 2021 lineup. Get it started. Yeah. Next year, there are going to be more arguments, more drama, more controversy, more conflict, more friction than ever before. I bet you the producers are not going to pick nicey people next year. That's what my say is. But any case, thank you so much for watching. But yeah, better start that rumour lineup and get some suggestions for next year's lineup. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, people. Goodbye.